This PSA was brought to you by the Peter G Show.
You may have second thoughts after the show.
Don't drink the faucet. We're really talented. We should get Oscars.
Just pick out a car, for Christ's sake.
No, hi, my name is Peter. Yeah, I want. Here's good.
Yeah.
Madam Perry.
I need to get back in the genie bottle.
Louis from Pennsylvania, you're on. He likes it. It's showtime.
Peter G Show, divorce dad, single dad, divorce dad, single dad, Peter G Show.
Oh, yes, it is. It certainly is showtime. Why? Because it's Wednesday. Wednesday. How the hell is everybody? Last Wednesday of the month of February already. It's like, where has the time gone? February gone. January gone. 2 months into the new year already. I don't know if that even phases you guys or anybody even thinks about it, but I do. Because, I'm like a clock machine. It's like, here we are again. Wash, rinse, repeat. And it just blows my mind because I see how many things I need to get done and how many things are actually getting done. And then there's more things that need to get done. And there's a lot of getting done and doing, but not enough, if that makes any sense. And then there's, that need to breathe. Breathing is good. Anyway, we're all here, so I am grateful. But last February of the month, right here, quickly going into March, I hope everybody's well. We got a great show for you tonight. I had to do some last-minute changes because after watching last night's State of the Union and things like that, because I don't know if you heard the promos, but tonight it's all me talking about whatever I choose to talk about or whatever people kind of send suggestions or whatever, but I pick and choose and do what I want. I do what I want. But after watching the State of the Union last night, and then it just started shifting because there's so many good things and things to talk about, agree or disagree, and I quickly started rewriting things. And that kept me up. Well, I stay up late anyway, but and then all day today, and here we are. But great show tonight. We're going to be talking about, our country. What's your biggest concerns? You can speak up. You can comment. Don't forget. You can comment live if you're watching on the official Facebook Peter G Show page. You can comment live, and chances are I'll see it. Or you can comment live on the official YouTube Peter G Show page. Or you can comment live on the official LinkedIn Peter G Show page. But if you're on any other pages, like on Facebook, I have 2 or 3 other Facebook pages. If you're not on the official show page, I can't see your comments. It's that simple. That's why I ask everybody to hit the follow button on the official Peter G Show page. That way it'll alert you and you'll know to go to that one and you won't be confused, because I know I do have a lot of people that go, I don't know, man, I thought I was on your page. I hate to have to go cancel my other pages just to make it. It's really not that hard. Come on. But thank you for those who follow. Thank you. It's greatly appreciated. And I do urge each and every one of you to please hit the follow button on Facebook and the subscribe button on YouTube and follow on LinkedIn. But my God, between YouTube giving me a hard time, but TikTok, once again, is at my throat. I literally posted a post this week on TikTok thanking everybody for watching the show, and they took it down. Violation of their policies. I mean, their bots are going crazy. It's insane. I've had it up to here. I don't have a show page on TikTok. I just have a page that I throw some stuff on. It's got an anonymous name, so I can go about and look at things. So I get a lot of information from TikTok. There's a lot of smart people on there, a lot of dumb people, a lot of funny people too. But I do watch it, and they're pulling me down this week. They took down 2 things this week. They put the one back up, but It's the fact that like once they take it down and then 6 hours later, if they decide to bring it back on, that feed is shot. It's not going anywhere. It's just done. It's already, they cooked my goose. But anyway, follow. We're doing great on Facebook, and we got to do great. I want to see 100,000 followers before Easter, please. I got these people that are watching, and I really need to get to that 100,000 because it'll not only benefit me, it'll benefit you because it'll enable me to do bigger, better things. So follow, please. Just hit the follow button. It's really not that hard. I mean, again, I realize, I watch things and don't always subscribe to every single thing I watch too. But if you're a frequent visitor and you're watching this show, come on, do me a solid. All right. Please. Thank you. Also, next week. All right. Start with the guests a little bit. Next week, Wednesday, March 4th, my favorite, and I do mean my favorite, common sense lesbian is going to be back on this show. Carol. Right side lesbian art is how she goes on Instagram. Right side lesbian art. I'm going to ask her about that again. I don't remember. But I like her a lot. Not only is she a lesbian, she's got plenty of common sense, and she's my favorite common sense lesbian. And she just tells it like it is. She's old school. And she doesn't really mess around. And I mean, I don't know, call me old school too, but it's the right thing to do. It's just straightforward. Come on, let's just live in common sense and decency. And she's all about that. And she was on about 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago. And back then, that was when they were shoving gay pride and everything down everybody's throat. They had, Dodgers Gay Pride Day. I mean, it was killing everybody. It was just too much. It was too much. It's like, you want to be gay. And that's the way she is. She says, can't we just live our lives and just, we don't have to advertise and we don't have to have parades and, it's all this crap. She says that everything they worked for, that this new generation of LGBTQ, MOUSE plus minus, exclamation point, they've ruined it. They've ruined it for the people who have, just gone through it so much. All right, time out on the field. What we got here? Pensacola in the house. Yay! Kick back and enjoy. That's all I can tell you. And what else we got? Another, Dan. Howdy! There, I'm getting better at that, Dan. You keep telling howdy. I'm gonna howdy back at you. Anyway, so those of you who didn't catch last week's show, it was pretty intense. I strongly urge. I know a lot of people I know looking at you, yeah. If you missed the live show, you won't watch the show if you didn't catch it live. Shame. You can catch these shows on demand. Once the show goes live, it's pre-recorded. You can find it on Facebook for a month. They erase it after a month. But if you go over to YouTube, it's right there, easy, and in the live section of videos, live, chronological order. Right there. It's at the top of the list because it's most frequent. But last week's show was deep because I touched on stuff that was getting me pulled down again. And I touched on the Epstein stuff and the Pizzagate and, the child stuff and, some of the satanic things. And if you missed the show, if you saw the show, thank you. But these were things because I was talking to friends of mine locally. And they go, what are you doing on your show this week? I'll go, well, I'm doing this thing on the Pizzagate. I'm going to bring, and they go, pizza what? And it's like, see? There's a lot of people who just don't know, and you need to know, and you need to be really angry because there we go. I closed my eyes and I thought it was Minnie Pearl. Good one. Good one. I try. It's like, hey, yeah, sweet. Yeah, there we go. Hey, and don't think I don't practice. I catch myself, walking around doing stupid stuff. But then again, that's been, par for my course for my whole life. Just ask my friends. And so if you're going to be good at anything, you need to practice. And hi, my name is Peter. So anyway, last week, I talked about a lot of tough stuff. I mean, things that you need to be aware of because the things are so crazy sounding that you just don't think it's real and you just shrug it off and go, come on. And I said this and I'm going to keep repeating myself because a lot of people, for the people that know, I'm sorry to bend your ear. But you'd be surprised how many people do not know what's going on. They don't. And they go eating babies. Come on, Peter, stop it. I wish I was lying. I wish I'd say, yeah, it was a good joke, April Fools. I wish that all this Hollywood behind the scenes crap and this Epstein stuff and child, sex trafficking and the slaughter of them. And I mean, I wish I can say I didn't have to talk about this and we were just having a good old time. But the problem is it is true. And because it doesn't affect you personally, not everybody, it doesn't have that much of an effect. But you have to think as a moral human being that this can't be possible. And the ones that are doing this, you have to be beyond evil. And there's a lot of people like that. And that's what I'm saying. Everybody's kicking the orange man and stuff and, wishing him, ill will. But he's the only one who's going to start lifting the veil off of this stuff, and I'm not saying he's our solution. But I'm saying he is the one who's going to lift the veil. And then it's up to us to be aware, to say, this isn't going to go on no more. We're not having it. I want to see the next 250 years really go well, even though I'm not going to be around. We all have children and things like that. That's going to go on. And if you care anything, you're going to want to pay attention. I'm not saying, to do crazy radical things. I'm saying awareness counts for something, because then you get upset and you have a voice, as opposed to I get yelled at by some of these people online and they go, you just talk about it. You don't do anything. I'm sorry. I beg to differ. I think that if I could enlighten a few people a week, which is, I know I'm doing way more than that, at least 4 or 5, something's getting done. Because people need to start waking up that it's a really weird world. Every week they're trying to figure out new ways to take us down, to cripple us so we can go underneath this new world order and all that. And they're losing. They're losing now because of all this. They're losing now because of the Orange Man, affectionately called. He's the one kicking them in the nuts saying, yeah, this isn't a good idea. Not for the future of our of people. And they don't like it because they were this close. God forbid if that cackling hen got into office. We'd been, by this time already, 1 year into it, we'd be on our knees. This country would be on its knees. And you can debate me all you want. That is like, I can do that in my sleep. The one thing I've noticed is I never hear what they do that's good. All I hear is that Trump sucks. That's all I hear. It's like, tell me what you're doing that's good then. And last night was a prime example. So we're going to be talking about that. And I got some videos and some things about that too. Okay. For next week. Also, I want to take a minute and it's a public service announcement from me. For a lot of you, not everybody, but a lot of you, I celebrated a birthday this weekend. It kills me. I did. I celebrated a birthday this weekend, and I was fortunate enough to survive another one, although I have calmed down a lot. But it didn't go unnoticed. There's a whole lot of people that catch on through the, they see this and they go, let's see what we got here. Samuel Settle. Hey, that name looks familiar. How you doing? Thank you for showing up. Tonight's a good night to show up, as of any night. Samuel Settle, I know you were on one of the shows. You commented on one of the shows. I can't remember. But I do remember your name. Cool. I just appreciate you being here. That's the main goal. Keep it up. You're doing great. And I love you for it. My birthday. I had another birthday, as we all do, right? Some not so fortunate. And, it still freaks me out. It's hard to believe. I've got friends still from grade school. And my brain is still somewhere in between that and now. But I don't know. It's a bittersweet. I guess it is. So I want to thank everybody for everybody. And if I've missed some of the thank yous, I spent 2.5 days at about 8 to 9 hours each trying to personally thank people. I mean, the ones that contacted me. I swear, it's tough. Pisces. Somebody just asked, Aquarius or Pisces. What do you? I'm a stop sign. Stop. In the name. Okay, so but I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful, and I go out of my way. If you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, if your birth date shows up, this is one of the things I do personally. But at night, I thank anybody who's on my Facebook page that if their birthday shows up on there for the night, I hit and there's a thank you from me and the show because I appreciate it. And and it's like, happy birthday. It's not that hard, but still effort is effort. And I've been doing this for years. So a lot of people return the favor and they're kind enough to, well wish me and this and that. And again, you don't have to really. And people I don't know, as well as many people I do know. So, I thought about it and I said, I'm going to leave you with they go, well, how old are you? I said, I'm not going there, but I'll sing you a little song for my birthday. And it goes like this. When I get old, losing my hair, many years from now, not too much longer, will you be sending me a Valentine, birthday greeting, bottle of wine? If I've been out till 2:45 or 4, will you lock the door? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me? And you know the rest. Thank you. Thank you for all the well wishes again. And if I missed some people, I'm sorry. I tried, but sometimes things get out of order and something comes through or late. Tried to thank as many people as I possibly could. I always do. And one day it'll be out of control, but I've been doing it for quite some time now, and I do deeply appreciate each and every one of you, and I do deeply appreciate every day I get to wake up because, as we know, as we're getting older, not everybody gets that luxury. So even when I'm having my worst day, which lately they haven't been too bad, but everybody has their share. I've been, I'm truly grateful. Truly grateful, especially for watching the show because we're going places this year. There's things moving. There's some wheels that are spinning right now. It's just a matter of the shift and the right person saying the right thing, and things will be changing. So stick with me. I'm telling you, it's been a long journey, but it's been a good journey. And a lot of times I question myself because there's a lot of times when I'm going, why am I ripping my hair out going through all this, Sagittarius. My daughter's a Sag. If you got any bit of a soul like my daughter, you're an amazing person. Everybody. So what we got? I'll be you'll be singing that next year. Well, it's trippy because when I was 20 years old, I'm sorry, I'm getting so off target, but I don't care. Tonight's I got a lot of stuff to get to. It's when I was 20 years old as a musician, I was a good musician, even when I was really young. I've honed my skills and I've refined things, but I was pretty damn good when I was young. When you're young, you're aggressive and you got a lot of oomph. But I look at a 30-year-old, now I'm 20, and I'm looking at a 30-year-old musician, I'm going, yeah, but he's 30. I swear to God, how stupid was I? But you are what you are. Time equals wisdom, no doubt about it. It wasn't a bad thing, but I go, yeah, but he's 30, and I'm thinking about like he's 30. So then when you get these people looking at you and you're over 50, they're going, yeah, but they're old people. Just like, and then you're living in this age. You all know what I mean, y'all. And you're going, what do you mean old? It's like, okay, maybe 90 is old, but no, not this. But, the hair's gray. Sagittarius, too. Look, everybody's, all right, everybody, props to everybody having a what do you call it? A sign. It's like, that's it. Look, we're all something. But all I'm hoping for is that I'm figuring if you're watching this show, you're all pretty damn decent people, period. Because I think all the assholes, I don't have many. I have a few that come and go, but most everybody has been amazingly amazing that follow this show. You kind of get it. Sometimes I take a little bit of getting used to. I understand that. Some people pop in real quick and they don't have a whole lot of time, or they watch the short clips, the highlights. So they're watching a minute and a half of me of whatever it's about, and they judge from that. But if you give me a break and you come on in, come on. It's not so bad. You know, I'm pretty relatable. I mean, I am. I'm going to open up the phones tonight. I want to talk to you guys. I don't want you guys leaving. Stick around because I'm going to open up the phones towards the end of the show. I want to hear from you. Let's just talk. You know what I mean? I don't care what you want to tell me. I want to hear from you. All right? But I do have some things I got to get to. So let's get to them. So I'm sorry. Again, it's just the way it is. And this is good that we can do this. And I am very proud that we can do this. And I don't have, although at times I do wish I had somebody pushing me and, you know, keeping me on track, because I do get distracted a little. But I'm grateful. We can do this. We can do this. Not so bad. Don't forget, for those of you who do follow, I know a lot of you are busy, and that's why, again, you're watching an hour-plus show. It takes a lot of dedication. But if you can't make the shows are all on demand. You can watch them whenever you want. All right? You can watch them whenever you want, says my Italian friends. But, and if you're busy driving in the car in California, I mean, God, it's only, 20 after 6, 25 after 6. Put an earbud in your ear. Listen to the Peter G Show on audio podcast. Just Google Peter G Show podcast. And we're on 25 different, like, you know, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, which is the biggest of all. But, I mean, there's so many ways you can take this show on the road with you and hear some good stuff and informative stuff. Information. I mean, entertainment with a purpose. Don't even know my own slogans. Vote for me. So you know what I'm saying? I'm saying they don't miss the opportunities. I listen to all kinds of things. Just before we started this show, I was still prepping myself, getting different people's takes from the internet on what I'm going to be talking about tonight. You just have to. Being well informed. I mean, what are these? Knowledge is power. I'm no genius. They go, yeah, I know that. I'm a show host. I don't ever claim to be an expert on. So, well, there might be a couple of things that I could say that, like, yeah, I'm really good at that. So don't mess with me. But not everything. You can't be good at everything. So I bring in different people to talk about things, and I get different information from people who do know what they're talking about. All right? So pay attention, and I appreciate it. Catch the shows. Press those like thingies, damn it. Follow. All right, so where we at now? Next week we go? Okay. It's a good thing I didn't go to Mexico for the weekend, right? Anybody paying attention with that stuff? I've been telling everybody for months, because I got friends, and they're like, oh, we're going to go to Mexico, and, and I go, don't go to Mexico. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's getting crazier and crazier over there. The cartels don't care. They have no sense of worth when it comes to human life. They will chop you up with a chainsaw and cut your arms and head off and hang you over a bridge upside down naked. They don't care. And I just say, they go, well, we're going to stay on the resorts. You saw they were hitting the resorts up too when they were burning everything down right now. Just stay out of there. But here's a quick little, in case any of you are just not up to what's going on in Mexico. And, again, everybody's, all over the orange man's ass about, but he's doing everything in the long run that's going to do nothing but strengthen this country. Whether you want to believe it or not, you got to quit hating him and seeing the good out of what's going to come out of all this in the long run, the long game, trying to fix all this crap that got messed up. But here, check this out real quick. I did want to touch on this Mexico thing because it's our border and it's right there. And, for your own sake, here you go.
Is it all starting to make sense yet? The first year of the Trump administration should be lining up perfectly in your mind as you're watching play out down in Mexico, the retaliation that you're seeing from the remaining cartel members at the news that the head of the CJNG cartel was killed in an operation led by Mexican special forces, but aided by a U.S. Joint Task Force on Intelligence. Donald Trump promised the American people a litany of things, and two of them are happening right now. The first, you cannot deliver on a mass deportation agenda if you don't first remove the most violent people who are allowed to flood into the country and scatter from sea to sea. Donald Trump understood this. When cartel members and gang members and some of the most despicable people were allowed to come into the country, there was a reason why they were here. Removing them reduces the possibility that what's happening in Mexico can happen here as the rest of his accountability agenda plays out. And the second promise that's playing out right now is a promise that he's been talking about since before he even came into office, but when he was given the opportunity, has delivered on it year after year after year. And that is shutting down the human and child trafficking rings that have been allowed to exist and operate from South America and Central America into the United States. The CJNG is not just a drug cartel. They are also one of the largest networks for human and child trafficking from all over the world into the United States. As a matter of fact, just back in September of last year, one of their top lieutenants, a woman that went by the name of La Diabla, was indicted on charges that she was running an infant trafficking ring, alleging that she was luring pregnant women in, forcing a cesarean, oftentimes killing the mother, harvesting the organs, and then selling the infants to buyers in this country. So it should not be lost on you that many of the same people who are upset today that the United States would participate in an operation in another country to remove the leader of that cartel are also many of the same people who got so upset that Donald Trump said he was going to release the Epstein files that they had to start making you believe that those files were about him and not about the ruling global elitists who are found all throughout the files, the Democrat politicians, the media personalities, the Hollywood celebrities, the big business donors to the NGOs and to their campaigns. Those same people who are upset that Donald Trump and the United States were involved in that operation today are the exact same people who have been protecting the pedo protectors and the pedo protectors themselves. That should not be lost on you. Folks, this is what the Don Rowe Doctrine looks like.
Stuff is real, people. Keep trying to tell you, just because it hasn't hit home next to you, thank your God, and it hasn't. But this stuff is going on. It is going on, and it sucks. And, that's why I keep bringing this to your attention, because a lot of people just don't get it. You listen to the mainstream propaganda, and all they want to do is try to find a narrative to make the orange man look bad. And you're not going to look bad. Who wants fentanyl, drug trafficking, and children, human trafficking, everything like that? Who wants that? Raise your hand. I'll do a Trump. Stand up. I do want to say a good thing, though, is because of my birthday and because of all the stuff that's going on, I've been gifted the change of not only did the Gulf of Mexico get changed to the Gulf of America, but also, since it's been my birthday and moving to the Gulf of the Gulf Coast, I've been informed that there's been another change in the honorary change in the Gulf Coast. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, I've been gifted the change of the Gulf of Peter G. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. That big, beautiful Gulf that I'm going to be partaking in right there. You may now call it the Gulf of Peter G. I don't think I have a problem with that. I'm willing to accept that responsibility or honor. And once again, I want to thank all the little people for making this possible. But it is duly noted. So from now on, the Gulf of Peter G. Let's just refer to it at that. And enjoy, please. I want one and all to enjoy the beautiful Gulf of Peter G. Thank you. There we go. Wow, that was harsh. I mean, not harsh. It was deep. It was very moving. Very moving. I am humbled by this honor. I am. Lastly, I talked last week, about Epstein and this and that, but every time I bring up Bill Gates' name and refer to him that he's a piece of crap and he needs to go, every once in a while I get people that tell me that he's been executed years ago. You know how a lot of people got these clone theories? which again, I'm going to tell you why I don't get it. I had 2 or 3 comments again this week that I just happened to stumble across because I'm not supposed to be looking at comments, but I do be out of curiosity and all that. What we got here? We're about in the Gulf, Peter G. The Gulf Coast. The Pensacola, Fort Walton, Destin, Panama City, Mobile, Gulf Shores. That whole beautiful miracle strip. 100 miles of sugar white sand. Emerald green, light 80-degree water. I can feel myself there right now. Except it's still a little bit too cold, but it'll get there. But that's where it's at. So Bill Gates, I get these people that say that he was executed in Guantanamo and that's a clone. And I'm going, okay, I'll play. Let's say that there is a clone Bill Gates because they claim that, there's so many secrets, dark, deep state secrets, things that are going on. Wait till we get the space invasion shit going. You guys, a lot of people are going to shit their pants. We got to nip that in the butt too. But they won't pull out that kind of stuff unless they're absolutely desperate, which they're getting there. They're getting desperate. Between that and the second coming. So all these people saying, Bill Gates is dead. It's like they killed Bill Gates and his wife, 5 years ago or back, whatever. So here's my problem that I have with this whole theory. If they killed him, let's say they eradicated him because he is a piece of crap. Why, if there's a clone that looks just like him, talks just like him, acts just like him, why is this clone doing the exact same evil bullshit? Wouldn't the clone, if they were going to kill him, wouldn't the clone just carry on as good Bill Gates? What's the sense in killing an evil Bill Gates and then having another evil clone Bill Gates doing the exact same thing with the friggin' vaccine mosquitoes, with the fake meat, with the fake butter, with the poisons that he's spraying in the skies, with everything? I mean, he's got his hands in everything. What is the sense of having a clone that's the same exact version of him doing the same exact bad stuff? If you can answer me that, maybe I'll buy in. But I don't get it. So I'm sorry. I don't get it. Okay, so I'm not buying the clone thing. Like they said, Biden was a clone and he's absolutely a clone. And, I'm not going to ever dismiss everything because I'm trying to get you guys to believe that there's satanic people in this world, in Hollywood and all these elites eating babies, which sounds crazy too, because nobody in their right mind would do such a thing. So that's why I'm not going to write it off. I know there's a lot of deep, dark, secret stuff going on that have been going on for decades that we don't know about, that they try to keep secret. And it's all going to come out, I hope. I really hope that they just blow all this stuff, the lid off all this stuff. But again, my issue is, what's the sense of taking somebody out if you're just going to have the same exact bad stunt double doing the same exact stuff? It doesn't make a lick of sense to me. Don't make a lick of sense to me. Why? Alrighty. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, guys. If you have an answer for me, I'd love to hear it. All right. It's I gotta keep moving here, boy, oh boy, because I do want to open up the phones tonight. I want you guys to stick around. I want to get some people that don't call in, and just tell me what's on your mind. But here's what we're gonna do. Got to take a quick commercial here from my good friends over at Clean Star Products with their money-saving fuel additive DX1 driver, and then we'll be right back, and we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of the state of our country. I mean, what are your concerns? And I got some things I want to talk about last night. I got some clips. And we're going to just pick a few things apart. All right, here you go. I'll be right back.
Let us help you with the high price of fuel. Hello, I'm Ty Thompson at CleanStarProducts.com. We can optimize your engine, saving you money and gas. Here's how. Our program works the same with gasoline and diesel engines. Whether you're using a car pack or SUV pack, the instructions are the same. Add 1 bottle to your engine oil, and each time you change your oil, add 1 bottle to the fuel tank each and every fuel fill-up. It's that easy. You get 10% fuel economy on average, lower emissions, and increased horsepower. DX1 sells for $2 an ounce, so for just a few dollars a fuel tank, you can optimize your engine, saving you money and gas. Come on, give it a try. It's the finest green-grade oil in the world from a California environmental company. You're going to feel it when you drive. Order online today. We'll get it out right away. CleanStarProducts.com/shop.
That's right. I definitely feel it when I drive. 2 words. It works. Never would have been talking about something if I didn't try it myself before I can, back it up. And I'm telling you, I tried it. It works. It just does, especially on high mileage cars. And let's face it, folks, gas in California especially is pretty expensive. Even if gas is $2 a gallon, why wouldn't you want to get better gas mileage? And most of all, why would you not want to take care of your car and make your engine run more efficiently and therefore saving on repair bills down the road? I mean, that just makes perfect sense. But again, it's simple. You get one of these little bottles. This one services a typical 4-door sedan. You get one of these little bottles. You pour one of these bottles, for starters, into a clean oil change. It lasts the whole oil change. That's about 5,000 miles, something like that on your average car. And then when you go to fill up your tank is close to empty. You take one of these bottles, pour it in the tank, and then fill up your car and drive. It's that simple. I noticed the difference within about 3 tankfuls. I did start noticing the difference. I drive a V8, and it's heavy. And I just started noticing the difference. And again, especially you high mileage drivers, it's a no-brainer. It's the only equation I can give you is good food, good body. Same thing for your car. It's a very inexpensive way to be able to save yourself from going out and buying cars. I love keeping cars and seeing how far they go because I take care of my cars anyway. But I just don't like throwing away cars. Now, if you're filthy rich and you just lease a car every 2 years, I used to do that. I can't afford to do that anymore. I just can't. California broke me. Can't do it. But I do take care of vehicles. I mean, because especially I buy things that I like. But I do not like going to the mechanic, and I'm pretty handy, but there's times when you got to turn it over. And if you got to give it to a mechanic, you all know you can't get out of one from any less than $300 to $1,500. It's $300 just for them to look at your car and then go from there. And I can't say I blame them. Everything's expensive, but that's my point. Take care of your car. Don't believe me? Listen, go to their website, www.cleanstarproducts. Go there. All the information is there. But more importantly, they want you to call them. They will talk to you personally and custom answer all your questions for your vehicle, the what kind of vehicle you have, all that kind of stuff. What is expected, what you to do. There's the number, 310-200-8931. Chances are you'll talk to Ty himself. He loves talking about this stuff. This guy lives for this. He's proud of his product. They have a product that works. It's pretty simple. Just like I'm proud of this show. It works. Not so simple, but it works. Here's the kicker. The reason you're going to call, because if you do call and you do get your questions answered and you do decide to order, you have to mention you saw it on the Peter G Show. If you mention you saw it on the Peter G Show, they will send you 5 bottles for the price of 4. Say you saw it on the Peter G Show, they will send you 5 bottles for the price of 4, and that's a great deal because it makes a great starter kit to where you're really going to understand and notice the difference. That gives you 1 bottle to put in a clean oil change and then 4, adds to 4 tanks of gas. That should do it. You will know. It'll make a believer out of you. And then after that, maybe you say, well, if you don't want to do it every week, do it once every month, once every other week. Just keep everything running clean and the lubricity, keep everything running nice and smooth and silky smooth and quiet. And again, you'll save yourself in the long run a lot of money in repairs because you're just taking care of your body. That's the only way I can say it. It works, people. Do it. And thank you for all the ones who have ordered, who keep me employed. All right? I appreciate that because, again, I wouldn't talk about it if it wasn't for real. So there you go. Okay, let's shift gears over here. What we got going on? There was some congratulations to your move. I live in Fort Walton Beach, in between Pensacola and Destin. I think that's good. Wise choice. A lot of congestion this summer, though. That's the only thing that kills me. I love the area. I remember because I grew up in this area. That's why I'm back. I mean, I've always had a house here, but now I'm here full time. And the only problem with the Panhandle with 98 and all that, and it's just gotten worse. When I was growing up as a kid, when you went out to Destin, the end of the road was where this place called the Back Porch was. It was this A-frame little restaurant on the beach. Bar and restaurant, and now it's big. I haven't been there, and I do want to go there now that it's grown. I mean, it's like a full-on place, but But the thing is, it just goes on and on and on. You got your 30A, and you got everybody and all those beaches now, the houses. I mean, it's insane. In the summertime, the congestion. But I love it. Even Pensacola Beach, God bless it. I mean, it's just overrun. It's hard to deal with, but compared to what it used to be. But nothing is the way it was. Gulf Shores, Alabama, exploded. It's amazing. Got to take the good with the bad, but it's all good. Very grateful. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. Let's take a drink. Start this off right, and then we're going to get to a couple of these things. I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. So here we go. There we go. I got to get that over there. All right, here's to the end of February, going into March, and thank you, especially for all the birthday wishes and all that. Guy, I don't know. It means a lot. It sometimes it's just a hard pill to swallow. It really is, because you're watching the years roll by and you just can't believe it. But all I can ask for is I want to live to a ripe old age, God willing. So here you go. Salute. Woo. Oh, man. And I've also learned that if you go out and do things for your birthday, go far away where people don't know you, so that way they can't hold it over your head and start recording you and stuff. One more since I'm 61. Woo. All right. Smooth. I forgot to say smooth, but Paul's not watching, so it doesn't matter. But Butthead will tell you.
Smooth.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get to business now. I promised you I was going to talk about a few things. Last night was State of the Union. Now, before the State of the Union even started, I'm eyeballing people on Facebook, and a lot of people I love, but they just hate the current president of the United States. And that's just the way it is. Again, they don't watch and think everything. It doesn't matter. He could cure cancer, and they're going to hate him. That's fine. That's your choice. I still love you. I don't care, because you're not going to change the world anyway. Neither am I. Okay? But I have a talk show, and I have to talk about it. Last night, when he came on and started doing things, I really, I was paying attention, and a few things really blew my mind. And it really shows you, because I'm not crazy. Well, depends who you ask. But even when I'm crazy, it's not a truly like crazy to where you're crazy and you don't know you're crazy. If I do crazy things, that's one thing. But to be crazy, like you just TDS, even the truth, you don't want to hear the truth. That's crazy. And this time, and I'm going to show you, and we're going to talk about it, it proved my point as to the hatred for the American people. Not serving the people, because they hate him so bad, they're willing to just completely burn this place down to prove a point and try to pin it on him. And I don't get it. But here, check this. This is one of the first prime examples of like what we're dealing with. These are congressmen, and this is our Congress and senators and people in Congress that are representing we the people. These people are supposed to be representing you, looking out for your best interests. And that's the farthest from what's happening. And I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. They all need to, except for a few. There are a few golden people, some people that have a heart that are really trying, but they're fighting the system. The system is so broken. So here's Trump. And like it or not, he made a very valid point. And it's undeniable. There you go.
One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Now, I know, I'm figuring many of you have probably seen that now. It's all over the news. It's, they're playing it repeatedly, but you know why? Because he makes a very valid point. You could hate the man all you want. They just said everything you need to know about our current Democratic Party. Now, again, I was a Democrat. I don't care about parties anymore. I care about what makes sense. And they're not making any sense. If you were the Democratic Party, instead of sitting there, and he said, who is in favor of taking care of the American people? They should be arguing about, like, we take care of the American people better than the Republican side. There should be an argument, a battle over who's doing better for them. They never say anything that they've done good. All they say is F Trump, Trump bad, Trump sucks, and that's all they say. That's all they've got. And that's what really pisses me off, because I want to believe what some of my friends believe, but they're not giving me anything to believe. And it just proved it right there. Now, you might say, well, they just didn't stand up, out of protest or this and that. They just shot themselves in the foot. That, if I was even close to like sitting on the fence as a Democrat, because let's face it, this is not my parents' Democratic Party. Not at all. This is not the Democratic Party. As a child, I grew up, with my parents being Democrats and following and all that kind of stuff. These guys are off the rails. Their thoughts and ideology is just nothing like what the Democratic Party used to be. They had a somewhat of a chance back in the day, the 80s, the 90s even. I'll give it up to that. But it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And they just showed their asses. And can you imagine being married to Ilhan Omar or the other, what's the other one's name? The other troll? Can you imagine being her husband? Oh, wait, she's not married. Whew. They need to go back. This stuff's got to change. And then they wonder why they're hurting so badly. They have nothing to go on. Nothing. Carol, you're on fire tonight. She's chatting up a storm over here. Why don't you just come on over, and that way you don't have to type. I'll have the boys let you in. Oh boy. But I appreciate it. She's just, I'm watching. She's got a lot of comments. I just, can't get to them all right now because of all that. But basically, I mean, are you catching my drift? Even those of you who don't agree with what I'm saying, don't you think that there's certain topics that even the parties have to agree in solidarity that, like, okay, well, that is really why we're here, to be able to represent the American people. They don't. It's not us. It's not what about us. It's what about them. They're taking care of them. They're not taking care of us. That's my problem. You remember Irina? What's her name? Irina Zarakis? Oh no, Irina Zaruska. Irina Zaruska. God, I should know her name. A lot of people, if I say that name, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. Irina Zaruska. Irina Zaruska was the young girl who was on the subway, sitting there minding her own business, and a guy came up from behind her and just slashed her throat and stabbed her. And she just looked up in horror, like, what have you done? And she just fell over and bled out instantly while people were on the train. Nobody says shit about her. They don't say nothing. But I'm going to refresh your memories because these are the things. I guess the point I'm making at is these are the times when, regardless of party disagreements, these are the times when everybody needs to come together because that could have been anybody's child. It could have been anybody. Democrat or Republican, doesn't matter. It was wrong. Here's a little intro, and then I'll go a little bit deeper.
How do you not stand?
Irina Zaruska, her mother standing back there, and that's just a picture of that subway because the subway had cameras on the subway, on the car. That was right after she got stabbed. She looked up before she fell over and died. But here's a little bit more, and this is my point. It's like the mother's there; they're just paying tribute to her, and the mother's there. And talk about a kick in the face. No respect. Here's a little more.
He slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
Again, people, I don't care, Democrat, Republican, this is a time when everybody puts their differences aside and pays respect to the tragedy. And they just sat there. They just sat there. These are the people you're supporting, not everybody, but there's people I'm sure are going to watch this down the road or whatever and tell you, screw you, Peter. Trump sucks. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're not talking about him. We're talking about what happened. Speaking of which, I'm seeing that. Do you remember last State of the Union last year when he first got in? He showcased, not showcased, but he featured a young little 12-year-old like Hispanic kid who was suffering from brain cancer, and all the kid wanted to be is a cop. Daniel, they called him DJ. And then they gave him like an honorary Secret Service badge. He even had like a police uniform on and stuff. I mean, that was his dream. And he was undergoing a gazillion surgeries and this and that. You remember him? And I forgot. I had his picture and I forgot to put it in today. I'm hearing that he passed away on the 23rd. I just couldn't verify it. Like, I'm seeing some sites saying he passed away, but yet I'm not seeing so I'm not sure, but there's a good chance they did. I don't know. I'm just saying I've seen it online today, and because I know he was undergoing more surgeries and things like that. He's 13 now. Look it up. I'll verify it by next week. And maybe I shouldn't have even said anything, but I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I saw, and some of it seemed pretty believable. I mean, it was news sources, not just these memes that people put up, and you'd never heard of them or saw them. But I hope not. But cancer's a bitch. I hate cancer. I'm just saying, this is the thing. It's somebody's child. I couldn't even. Can you imagine something like the train, the stabbing your daughter? I mean, all this crap. It's just. I can't even fathom that. Those of you who know what it's like, I pray that people don't have to, and I'm sure you would too, because nobody deserves to go through that. Especially, I think it's worse for us, the living. Anyway, I'm going to give you another take on this whole standing up thing, and because this is a big deal. I want people to focus on this because if for those of you who are sitting on the fence, I need you to understand they are showing you in the daylight exactly who they are and that they don't care. And they can make up every kind of lie they want about they're just doing it in protest or this and that. They can say all they want. They don't care. They don't care. All they care about is making life so hard for us, the American people right now, so they could blame it on Trump. It's that simple. It's that simple. They do not want any success because he's going to get credit for it. Somebody's got to do it. They didn't do it. Somebody's got to do it. But he still, he's fighting tooth and nail. Imagine if everything was smooth and everybody was in sync. Like, yes, let's make this country better, regardless of whose side is on president or whatever. What a dream. It's definitely a dream. Here, check this guy out.
So last night's State of the Union wasn't just a speech. It was a setup to reveal who has your best interest at heart. Going into the State of the Union, President Trump clearly had one objective, and that was to paint the Democrats as out of touch and out of step with the American people. And then this clip happens.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
He says, if you agree with this, stand up and show your support. Not one Democrat stands. Not one. Think about that. The President of the United States lays out a statement about protecting Americans, the number one priority, and the entire Democrat side stayed seated. No applause, no acknowledgement, nothing. Look, that moment was not accidental. It framed the contrast in real time. And if that wasn't enough, the Dems just shut down funding for the Department of Homeland Security. You know, the agency created after 9/11, the department literally designed to keep Americans safe. Same pattern. Stand for it? Nope. Fund it? Nope. And people are still pretending this is about policy disagreements. No, this is about perception. And right now, Trump is winning that battle because visuals don't lie. So let me ask you, if you won't stand for protecting Americans, if you won't put Americans as the number one priority, what exactly do you stand for?
I agree. And so does Carol. Agree, understand. That is why I'm speaking with you on these subjects. And I agree too. Thank you, Carol. Tonight's your night. You are on fire. Oh man. It's horrible. I mean, again, I promise you, if it was Hakeem Jeffries up there saying that statement, they would have all gotten up and jumped up and made believe like they cared. That's the difference. That's their attitude. I don't think if Hakeem Jeffries was up there saying the same thing, I'm pretty sure out of respect, because this is the difference I'm seeing between parties nowadays. The Republican Party has become more common sense democratic than the Democrats. I'm almost positive the Democrats would have stood up, or at least most of them. I'm pretty sure they would, out of respect, because that's common sense. Now, I can't prove it because we don't have that situation, but Trump called them out. He called them out, and that's plain and simple. But I need you guys to understand this, because I know a lot of you do, but a lot of you just, it's just the hatred is so overbearing towards him that you just don't care. because you think that, like, once we get rid of him, we'll be fine. It's like, show me what you've done. See, I'm one of those kind of guys. I tell this to even women or whatever. If I'm a show me, don't tell me. You could tell me all the things, even guys, business, whatever. Show me, don't tell me. Because when I started this show many, many years ago, back in the 40s, I had a partner when we first started out, and I, it seemed like it was going to work real well, but once we got going, it just didn't work. He wasn't doing anything, but he was complaining about everything because I started doing things. And he goes, "No, I don't like." I go, "Well, then come up with an idea, do something, put something together." And then I finally got to the point. I'm going, "Dude," I go, "you're complaining, you don't like things, but yet you're not doing anything. Show me, don't tell me." And as you can see now, 75 years later, here we are with the Peter G Show. His ship sailed. Actually, I shoved them off because I wasn't going to just sit around and wait for him to do nothing besides complain. Now, sometimes bitching and complaining is kind of fun. I mean, I kind of do it for the fun of it, but I don't take it to heart. But I also get off my ass and I do things. And I have a lot to do. So same thing. It's like, show me, don't tell me. They sat on their asses. They showed you exactly who they are. Exactly. There's another. This girl. When I first saw this person, I said, "Oh man, here we go. It's going to be one of those libtard kind of talkings too." But no, surprised the hell out of me. Another version. I'm giving you different types of people's views, and they all equal out to going in the same direction. But I'm leaving that for you guys to decide. So here you go.
Here's my initial thoughts on the State of the Union. I do not understand why we are not allowed to clap for the opposing party. I mean, I really believe that if you agree with the policy or you agree with the result, that you should stand up and clap. It should not matter what side of the aisle you're on. That being said, it was very obvious that this is, I would say, less of a political issue and more of a spiritual battle here. That the Democratic Party, the left, actively hate America. The reason why I say this is a few things really stood out to me. One, when Trump announced that there was a 56% decrease in the amount of fentanyl coming across the border, no Democrats stood up and clapped for that. Two, when President Trump talked about the tax cuts he had made, and he said that the left, the Democrats, had actively fought to keep taxes high, they all stood up and cheered that they were trying to keep taking money from the American people. Three, there was a moment where we were celebrating heroes, where we were mourning losses and celebrating heroes. And there were moments where the Democrats did not stand up. That's evil. There are people that were injured for this country, that lost their lives for this country. There are people that lost their lives because of the immigration policies of the left. And they didn't have the cojones to stand up. But the moment that really spoke it all was the moment when Trump challenged everyone out there, said, stand up if you believe that your duty is to put America first as opposed to illegal immigrants. What do you think happened? The left stayed sitting. There was no clapping. Now, I know for many people this would not come as a shock because we see their actions every day. But the fact that the statement was that clear, that blunt, that your duty is to represent America, to put Americans first and not illegal immigrants, and the fact that you didn't stand up, not even to try and hide it, you're just out in the open saying that I'm not for Americans, that I am for illegals over my own citizens that I'm supposed to be representing. Are you kidding me? They're not even trying to cover it up anymore. It got to the point where the person I was watching it with made the statement that anybody with eyes or with half a brain cell watching this could see that there were some very evil people there. That one side in particular has some very evil intentions. But the last thing I do want to leave with is that the way that Trump ended the State of the Union, his closing remarks were inspiring. What an incredible tribute to America. If you did not see the last few minutes of his speech, it was impeccable. It was probably one of the best speeches, the best remarks ever given by a president. The way he just captured the American spirit, the way that he inspired a nation. So yep, that's it. That's my takeaway from the State of the Union tonight.
Now, I know there's a whole bunch of people that are going to say that his whole State of the Union speech just sucked. And it sucked, and it was blah, 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 blah. You know, some men you just can't reach, and women. It's going to be people. I already saw it. I saw it before he even started. They were already going, this is what you're going to hear. You're going to hear, I'm this, I'm that, blah, blah, blah. No, sir. No, ma'am. He told it like it was, and he called people out. He's a boss. He's a boss. He's a boss. What got me even more was, I don't know if you saw, they paid tribute to a 100-year-old veteran who flew in not Vietnam, in the Korean War. He was a pilot, still alive. And he got the Medal of Honor or the Medal of Freedom. Excuse me, so I got something in my throat. Show host worst nightmare. He got a medal. He's 100 years old. The man served his country, and they still didn't get up to honor him. I mean, if that doesn't, like, what's that got to do with anything besides the man served his country? That's the highest honor. You know, people died for this country. That's something that should be a no-brainer. In unison. In unison. Forget our differences. It's all about our country, but I'm telling you, they are not all about our country. They're all about them and how they want to take down this country because it's going to benefit them in the long run, and they'll survive while everybody else is hurting. That's a fact. That's a fact. I wanted to, so where am I at? 100 there we go. So check this out. This is, once again, they're showing their asses. I mean, this woman makes plain sense. It's all about the common sense. It doesn't take a scholar to decide who's out of their mind and who's got their brain on the right track and who you should kind of follow, regardless of, like, look, we got shit. There's some crap Republicans in there too. I'm telling you, I keep saying this a lot. There's a lot of people that are not looking out for our best interest, but it's the best direction and situation we have at the current moment until they all get weeded out. And they will, if we can stick to the program and help him weed them out, because he wants to. He's playing with fire too, and he knows it. But who else is going to do it? Nobody. There you go.
So you hate Americans that much that you did not even have decency to stand up for this 100-year-old Korean War veteran. It blows my mind. At this point, you should put all of your differences aside, your hate for the President of the United States, and just lift your bottom from your chair and honor a 100-year-old veteran. You couldn't even do that. Same thing, you couldn't even get up to honor this boy. Do you remember this? How can you even vote for these people? They have absolutely no decency. They hate America. They hate Americans. It's absolutely disgraceful. And what you do instead, you support fraud. You support fraud. You support people who take money from American taxpayer and send it overseas. For what? Why? It doesn't even matter why. It's just outside of the country. It's ridiculous. It's insane. I refuse to believe that people are so clueless.
She's right. She's right. A lot of people are clueless. They watch a little bit of the news, a little bit of a meme. I can make up so much shit and put it up on the internet if I wanted to. Number one, I don't have the time. Number two, we got enough problems going on with enough people putting crap on the internet. With the AI stuff helping too, it's not helping. All these images, and they go, look, see, he's with a 12-year-old. It's like, Stevie Wonder can see that it's a fake picture, but there's a lot of stuff that's looking real good too. So, again, I've never realized how gullible people are until this whole COVID thing. Now, again, I don't knock people because they sold it well. Trust us. I did for a little bit. Then I started figuring it out real quick, and that was it. Once that time passed, you'll never trust nothing again. You'll always question things. And for good reason. We are living in the funkiest times I've ever had since I was a child growing up. Funky. And did you notice she said all the fraud and everything like that? Did you notice during the speech that Trump put in charge? He called it the Department of War or Department of Fraud. J.D. Vance is going to be just going after all the fraud. Imagine all that money that we could have had for this country if it wasn't going out into the pockets of all these NGOs and all these fake things, all this. But see, we don't care because you're not like, well, you're shoving it out, but you're shoving it out for taxes. And you think that well, that's just the way it is. So it's not, it's hurting you, but you're not feeling it. You're not feeling it. I mean, you complain about taxes and this and that, but this is just like you got 5 kids, all right? And you're working your ass off to support 5 kids. And all of a sudden, there's all these people from you don't even know where, and they just come over. And they just come over, and you got to feed them too. And they take, and they take, and they take, and they take. And then all of a sudden, they just disappear. And then you go, I just spent a fortune. You know how much food costs? And I'm broke now. Who were these kids that I just fed because they told me they needed it, and then they just took off? I mean, you feel kind of duped, you know, because you think you're trying to do a good thing. This and that. We're being bled to death. That's not even a good example. I'll work on that. I'm sorry. Sucks. But I hope he's like, why give that money? Why should we pay taxes if it's not going to go to the proper areas? You could have better roads, better infrastructure, better way of life, better quality in food. I hope we can. I'm getting real scared about what's going on with our food. I don't want to get off topic, but there's so many things that are wrong that everybody is numb to it. It's like, oh, they're spraying in the sky again. You don't think about it until all of a sudden you go to the doctor and they go, I'm afraid you've got lung cancer, you know? And then your life, you get heat flashes and your life is flashing before your eyes because when you get the C word, boy, is that a game changer. Now it's a roulette. Are you going to live or die? And if you are going to live, for how long? But you don't think about it because, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, we're snorting things. We don't even know what we're, you know, all this stuff because it's micro pieces all in the air. They're putting aluminum and all this crap in the air on a daily basis, changing the weather, all the stuff that everybody's just oblivious to. We need to not be oblivious and go, this sucks and we don't like it. And just start yelling, talking to people, being upset. Believe me, the vibration grows. And I said it last week. Eventually, it gets so loud that the evil ones that are operating from down below or wherever they're lurking, they're going, the natives are getting restless. We can't do this. They're on to us. That's how we can shut them down because there's way more of us. I bet there's under 10,000 people that are the ones that are doing all this bad stuff. But they're just so mega rich and they think that they know better than us and they should run the world in our best interest because we're just like little ants. We're going to eat, computerized fake meat while they're having steaks. I'm not having it, folks. I hope you'll stay enjoying. You'll keep this attitude. Share all the little clips I make. Because the more it gets out, the more people start getting to understand what's going on. I know there's a lot of people that don't get it, that are oblivious. I know there are. That's why I'm shouting from the top of my soapbox. It's the best I can do. Yeah, that's another sin too. Steaks that cost $40. Their steak. Let me tell you something. The steaks they're eating are probably Wagyu beef from Japan that costs hundreds of dollars a pound. I've had that stuff when I was on the road. It's expensive, and they can afford it, and we can't, and it sucks. I love steak, and I will continue to eat steak, but it's ridiculous. Hey, there's my man right there, MCF Senior. Shalom, dude. I got to get you on the phone one of these days. I really want to talk to you. I want to know who you are. Anyway, that's what's going on. But again, I'm trying to make my point. Awareness. We have to call these people out. You gotta call out the stupid and say, pay attention. These are the people you're worshiping. These people that won't even stand up to say, yeah, they won't. They're not even faking it. They can at least stand up and fake it. They're not even faking it to go like, we stand up for the American people. They're not even lying anymore. They just don't care. They don't care. They're going to do it a different way. They're going to do it by trying to decimate the whole, American, population and take us down to our knees. The harder that they hit us, the more. Do I have that video? I do. I'll prove it to you in a little bit. That's what they want to do. They want to hurt the American people, get us to our knees to where we have to rely on the government. That's their plan. And then the government gives us little bits and pieces. And here, this is for you and you'll like it. Screw them. Screw all of them. Here, this is going to sum up the whole Trump thing. I mean, I think this woman makes lots of just plain sense. All we're talking about is common sense. You don't have to be a scholar to understand this stuff. It's just right there in front of you. Just think with your brain and not what they're telling you to think. Here you go. Not even me. Just make up your own mind.
You don't have to love Trump. You don't even have to like him. The issue isn't Trump anymore. It is that the left hates him more than they love America. They would rather watch the country fall apart than admit he ever did anything right. They cheer when things go wrong, when prices rise, when chaos fills the streets, just so they can say, see, we told you, Trump was bad. That's not patriotism. That is bitterness, and it is dangerous. Because evil isn't just doing wrong. Evil is hoping your own nation collapses just to prove a political point. America doesn't fall because of one man. It falls because too many people would rather see it fail than see their opponent succeed. You don't have to love Trump. But if you hate him more than you love this country, then maybe the problem isn't him.
Makes sense to me. I don't know if you noticed, but both those women have accents like they're not native, born in America, Americans, but they're Americans. They know. Chances are they grew up in a different country. They know more than most people what freedom is. And that's why they're sitting there voicing it to you, the people. We, the people. I told you about that scholar, AOC. She's just it kills me. I remember I was on LinkedIn and I saw some guy trying to talk on what a scholar she is. She's so educated. It's like she's a friggin' loudmouth. All her job is to get clicks on the internet. She's a loudmouth. She's been voted into office, twice now? 2 terms? Which blows my mind. Her area that she represents is in shambles in New York. And she hasn't ever had one single bill passed. Anything she's ever brought up has never been passed. She is just a bobblehead, a puppet head, loudmouth, keep raising hate. He sucks, he. And she's really good at that because she's a loudmouth. Can you imagine being married to her? She starts yelling at you. Ain't gonna happen to this guy. Not gonna happen to this guy. But she is a loudmouth, and she went over to where'd she go? Germany. They went over there and they asked her some questions on foreign policy, and if she had a dick, she would have stepped all over it. She knew nothing. She thought she could just go there and be herself. People over there had questions to ask that, legitimate questions. And she stepped all over herself. She showed her true colors. And then she came back with this like scratchy voice little video the next day trying to say that, it's all Trump's fault. It's all Trump's fault. And she had this squeaky, almost like I'm going to cry or my throat is sore from talking so much and all this kind of crap. She's an idiot. Okay. She's so lucky she's in the position she's in, but she belongs back behind the bar as a bartender or whatever the hell she was before she became a congresswoman. So here's Kate Monroe. I love this woman. Not only is she pretty, but she's a veteran and she's got balls. She knows what's going on and she gets out there and she does things. She was out on the border, showing the news media in San Diego, like the holes, like the way people were just coming around the end of the fence, just things like that. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty. She makes perfect sense. And again, she makes a valid point of AOC flat out telling you that they didn't hurt the American public enough to get them to bend to go towards the Democrats. Here you go. Don't believe me? You'll hear AOC in her own words. Here you go.
Well, AOC said the quiet part out loud, didn't she?
That Democrats are weak, and that next time we just need to hurt working people and working Americans more. Hurt working people and working Americans more to get them to.
So much is said. In fact, she literally said, we didn't hurt working class Americans enough to get them to fold. They didn't hurt you enough. Are you sure? With COVID, with the interest rates, with the illegal migrants, with the taxes on taxes on taxes, the fraud, waste, and abuse, and all your you didn't hurt them enough? How are these people in office? Sometimes I wish I was in office so we could get ready to rumble. I would fuck these people up so hard. You have the audacity on camera to say you didn't hurt working people enough. I'm trying to stop cussing, but I can't because fuck you.
I'm right there with you. I'm trying to stop cussing too, but sometimes you just have to make your point. That's OAC in her own words. You can't make this stuff up, folks, and yet people still support her because they're not listening to this stuff. They're just sheep. Just go by what the bullshit you're being fed, and just you'll do what you say. I know there's probably a lot of Democrats that wanted to stand up certain times, and they probably didn't dare stand up because they were told not to. Here, this sums it up. This is I talked a little about Epstein and the Uniparty. Again, Democrats, Republicans, there's a bunch of them. They all got to go. But this will sum it up, and then we'll see if I can get a couple of phone calls in. But check this out.
Congress just went radio silent on Epstein, and I'm about to tell you why every single one of them is terrified. State of the end, this gets really dark. Congress has shut up about Epstein overnight, almost every one of them. You know why? These idiots are all in on it. You think this is a Republican versus Democrat issue? Not even close. This is a them versus us. For the last 3 months, the president's tried to convince his base this whole thing was a Democratic hoax. And that's kind of tough when about 25% of your support comes from people that were absolutely furious about the Epstein garbage. Then he reversed course again and let the records go. And now, crickets. Not even the Democrats are saying a word. Meanwhile, what are your tax dollars doing? Well, they're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to the FBI in overtime so they can take out their Sharpies and black out the names of people who've raped children. Why? Because this whole thing is a charade to keep you in the dark about what actually controls this country. It's not the Republicans, and it's certainly not the Democrats. It's the Uniparty, marching in lockstep. When you get too close to that power, they join ranks. And I learned that the hard way when I was the Republican nominee for the U.S. Senate from Alaska. The elected Republicans actually became my worst enemies. And why? Because they couldn't risk somebody in the Senate who wouldn't obey. That's exactly what Epstein was for. He and his intelligence buddies made sure that the most powerful people on earth had to obey. They stopped at nothing. Since 2018, at least 14 people tied to this case have died. 6 ruled suicide, 4 overdoses, the rest natural causes. Some weirdly at young ages. One of those untimely deaths, Detective Joseph Ricari. He was the original Florida detective who testified under oath in 2016 that he had seized numerous videos from Epstein's Palm Beach mansion, plus computer records, probably his insurance policy. Didn't work out too well for him. He dropped dead less than 2 years later at age 50. Now, if the reports are right and Epstein had cameras in every single room, you have to assume that everybody connected to him is compromised. That includes presidents, governors, prime ministers, royalty, billionaires, scientists, the who's who of the world. They can't just take them all down. It would collapse the entire club. So sorry, but no, you're never going to see anything that really matters from the Epstein files. They might toss out a sacrificial name or two, so it looks like transparency happened. But your leaders will keep lying, ducking, and weaving. It's a cover-up at the highest levels, made easy by the dozens of compromised elected leaders. George Carlin told us this decades ago.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
It was Epstein who handed out the membership cards and the blackmail tapes to make sure nobody leaves. If this pisses you off as much as it does me, do this one thing right now. Send this clip to every single person who still believes we have two functioning parties, because until this club is burned to the ground, nothing changes.
That's true. I told you, we got to take this stuff down. They all got to go. Let the system collapse, whatever. We'll survive, believe me. They keep saying, "Oh, the system's going to collapse." We'll manage. I think we'll manage. They shut down the government, for 40 days or whatever. For the most part, we got through it. We'll get through it. I promise you. We will get through it. But share. I can't say that stuff enough. Share this show, follow. I'm not giving up on this stuff. I'm going to be having a lot of guests, and some guests will be talking about things like this, and some guests will be taking other topics. But nonetheless, we'll be talking about things that make a difference, mean something. All right. I told you that I'm going to try. I will take maybe one or two calls if anybody calls. And 818-259-7983 is the number. If you call in, I'm going to only take, because really, I should just say goodnight. But I promise, and I'm always running overtime, and I never do it. But 818-259-7983. If you got something you want to voice your opinion, talk about whatever real quick, I'll take a call or two, and we'll take it from there. If not, it'll be hasta la vista, baby, and we'll see you next week. But again, if this stuff doesn't rile you up and make you mad, something's wrong, because we have a real big problem going on. We do. It's a big problem. 818-259-7983 is the number, and I'll be looking. I'll give it 60 seconds because I know there's a delay. 818-259-7983. I know sometimes by the time I say something, by the time you do it, it's down the road. Don't be shy. (818-259-7983). Now's your time to shine. If you have something that's on your mind after watching all this stuff, nobody can see you. You're anonymous. But now's the time. Looking. I want to give it 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I don't get a stinking call in 30 seconds. I'm moving on, and I'm turning the phone off and going to finish things up because I got a couple more things, but I was going to let them go. 818-259-7983. I know people tell me, they go, you should start doing it right from the very beginning when everybody's tuning in. True, maybe so, but we don't. And one day there's going to come a point where it's going to be out of control of things going real well, and then you won't be able to get a phone call in because it'll be national. But anyway, all right, going once, 818-259-7983. And I know everybody else is watching going, well, somebody's going to call. I'd call, but I know somebody else is going to call. 818-259-7983. Sometimes I have to remind myself of that show phone number because I don't get to use it that much. Going once, 818-259-7983. Going twice, 818-259-7983. So I just said, hey, you're on with Life Peter G. Who's this? Hey.
This is Carol.
Carol, that's on fire tonight?
Yeah, Carol, that's on fire.
Are you drinking?
Oh, actually, no, that was earlier.
Okay.
No,
what's on?
No,
your,
I haven't been.
Well, thank you for watching.
I haven't been drinking, just water.
Okay, what's on your mind?
I'm on fire. I'm on fire because I am actually a redhead. So,
okay,
what can I say?
I mean, everybody gets to hear you right now, not just your comments. So,
oh, really?
That's right.
Okay,
that's right.
I think that's a good thing.
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. What's your gripe? Or do you have one?
My gripe?
Or do you have
actually,
one?
I'm not calling to gripe. I'm actually calling to congratulate him. I totally agree with what you're saying.
Oh, well, thank you. I don't ever hardly get the people that disagree. They all just say, screw you, Peter, and they walk away.
Well, I have to say congratulations on moving to the Gulf of Peter G.
Well, thank you.
Know,
thank you.
Gulf of America, Gulf of whatever you want to call it.
Well,
but,
it's not new to me because I'm here all the time, on and off. But even sometimes during this, but now I've completely cut ties, sold my place in California, and the only time I'm going back is for business or whatever. I no longer have a residency there, but I've been lucky.
Wow.
Yeah. So it is a good thing.
Well,
all my money's
brother
gone.
and my brother and sister-in-law recently moved from San Diego to Vero Beach, Florida, and he lived there for like 30 years.
San Diego. It was a beautiful place, and now it's overrun by homeless. It's crazy.
It's all tent. Yeah. It's all tent and homeless.
Yeah,
And,
San Diego's a beautiful place. I mean, it's even prettier than some parts of like between Santa Barbara's and L.A. and Orange County, but it's gone to hell because Gavin Newsom. I'm going to do a whole show in California soon. It's not hard. Not hard to do. So you live in the Gulf Coast too. Is this your first time watching?
Yeah, I've watched your show quite a few times, but I've never really voiced the opinion. Just kind of, I don't want to jump in and be in the middle of the fire, but when something's worth talking about, especially after the last night.
Yeah, well, I always invite
and all of that.
I want people to jump in. This is what it's all about.
To you. Thank you.
So I mean, this is what it's all about. I try to get, but a lot of people are shy. I say I have the greatest club of lurkers. They all like to watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen your show on and off, but after a while, you just kind of, I'm just one of those people. I'm just sitting on the back burner and just kind of don't want to jump into it.
And that's okay. You
kind of gather, I gather my information first, and I always say, I believe what people say from, get the source from the horse's mouth.
Well, I try to bring a lot of that because I said I'm just a show host, but
right.
So, okay, let me ask you another question. Have you hit the follow button? Are you watching from Facebook? Is that where you're watching from?
Yeah, I'm watching from Facebook live.
Are you on the official Peter G Show page?
I do believe I am.
Did you hit?
I am a part of your Facebook.
Do me a birthday
Facebook page.
Yeah, do me a birthday favor. Yeah. Just hit the follow button. That's all I ask.
I do believe I have. I
can't tell.
Yeah.
Just making sure, because I know a lot of people that just watch and they're just too damn lazy.
Oh no!
All right, thank you. All right, you get.
I've gotten a happy birthday from you, from personally from you. So yeah.
I do that. Yeah, so. But the people can get the happy birthdays, but they still don't have to hit the follow buttons. It's like,
oh right. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, all right. So you're officially in the club now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Alrighty.
So what do you do? What do you do over there on the Gulf Coast?
I'm actually retired hairstylist of about 25 years, and I sold my salon about 15 years ago, and I renovated some of my rental property, and then when I got done with that, I was like, I need to work still a part-time job, so I just work at Destin part-time on the docks at a little jewelry gift shop.
Oh, I got a buddy. I got a buddy that plays over at the Boathouse every Monday night.
Yeah. That's a stone's throw away. You know that area.
Yeah, every Monday night. He used to own a little bitty dive bar right there on the docks, a little further, like 500 feet down. That was called KJ's years ago.
KJ's. Oh, I think I might know him.
Not AJ's, KJ's. It was
KJ's. It was a little dive. Yeah, it was down on the lower level of it was a good hangout.
They never got cranking till 2 a.m. I mean, it was
they were a late night.
It was all nighter. Yeah, I used to.
Oh my gosh.
We did Star Search together. The guy
did what?
I was on that guy. He used to play in a band with me. And we did Star Search back in 1985, and he was on Star Search with me. Yeah.
Oh my God! Well, I've lived here since the summer of '77. Well, so I mean, I do all the bands.
Me too. Yeah. Well, he didn't move out to start doing Fort Walton stuff until once I left in '91 and went to California. He ventured out to Fort Walton, and he used to play at the Hog's Breath and
the Hog's Breath,
the old Hog's Breath. And across the street
on the island.
Yeah, there was the Wolf something. It was the Wolf.
Well, there was Timbers.
Timbers. There you go. Timbers. There you go.
Yeah, Timbers was across the street, and then there was the Little Bar.
Yeah.
You remember Little Bar?
All those places.
That was all right. That was all That's all there was on the island.
All right, this local
What was
talk.
the name of your band? What was the name of the band?
The band that we went to Star Search with was called The Pilots back in The Pilots.
90.
Yeah, this was like a kind of band that would play Nighttown and that kind of a thing. You know?
Okay, The Pilots. Okay, was it back in the 90s?
It was
it
was actually the 80s. Yeah, because I left and we left. We quit playing in the late 80s.
Oh, okay. Because I worked at Jamaica Joe's when they opened that place up down at the end of the island.
Yeah.
There was a nightclub restaurant place called Jamaica Joe's.
Yeah.
That
I played there. I played there
like the early 80s. It was from like 82 to 85. I was there.
I did a Rocks to Riches competition in another band in 1981 and played there, and we actually won and got to record a record because of it. The Miller High Life Miller High Life Rocks to Riches. But the Pilots, the last before we, so I made more money to move. We used to play Chan's on bass, not Chan's bass. The Chan's over there about the Bayou. Is that the Bayou?
Yes, it's now AJ's on the Bayou.
Okay, well, we played there too, and right before I moved, we played there in '89.
We might know some of the same people.
I don't know. We may have had sex. Who knows?
'Cause-
Just kidding. All right. This local hour is brought to you by. Yeah. Okay. Enough of that. Sorry, the jokes are free. We're just kidding.
that's okay.
We're just
I'm
kidding.
Single. It's all right. I can take it.
I don't want to, offend you or nothing like that. But, I thought it was cute. Anyway,
I grew up with two older brothers. I've been offended enough.
Well, all I've been saying, just say probably not you. Not. I was much prettier back in my younger days.
Well, you just had a birthday, 64. I'm just a year younger than you, 62.
Well, you keep it up, and you'll be catching up. You'll catch up with me, but I'll always be ahead. Yeah.
That's why I said I'll be singing that song next year.
That's right. All right. Look, I'm gonna. I appreciate you, but share. That's all I ask. And
I am.
And,
yes.
And I appreciate you watching. And tonight you're on fire, and I appreciate that too because I love the participation. And have my service call your service, and we'll do lunch. Okay.
Yeah, that would be great.
There you go. If I get
well, you got my number. You got my number now.
Do I? I don't. But okay, I'm sure I'm gonna stalk you now.
Yeah.
If I go out to one of the Monday nights because I need to go see my friend. If I go out to one of those Monday nights, I'll have them send you a text or something.
Send me a text. I'll meet. The group meeting is good. Having the witness protection program is a good thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All good. And you're a hairdresser, so that right away I'm thinking, okay, you're kind of probably crazy, right?
No. Well, I grew up military, so maybe that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, whatever. I just know the Catholic girls that went to Catholic school were crazy, so whatever. I've had my share of hairdressers, and there's no in the middle. It's either one extreme or the other. Yeah.
Oh no. Well, I've been retired. I've been retired for about 15 years from doing that. I've been, I've had time to get my wits about me. So what can I say?
Well, wits. I guess everybody can straighten up or whatever, but don't ask, don't tell. And again, we grew up at a time.
Don't ask.
There wasn't cell phones, back before. So thank God for that.
No, I know technology can be a double-edged sword.
It is. Yeah, everybody's on camera now. I mean, it's just that simple. That's why they can't get away with stuff now. So it's great for some things, but again,
I know it's really bad. It's really bad for the really stupid criminals, like the really dumb. They really show themselves because it's like, what are you thinking? There's cameras everywhere.
Absolutely. Well, look, I think it's a good thing and a bad thing, but whatever. It's again, I feel blessed because we all had our share of those crazy days, and mine was not documented as much. So that's good.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm a respectable talk show host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you move to the area? Like recently, or
very recently. I mean, completely move. You mean?
Yeah.
I just announced in February. We just started our first show in February here.
Oh my God! Literally February. Yeah, because I listened to you and I thought, well, he doesn't. I'm not sure where he lived. I wasn't sure where your show was from or where you were based out of.
Well, it's been a hell of a transition. I mean, stuff because I've had 34 years of stuff.
What is it? John Lennon says life happens while you're busy making plans.
That's somebody else you said that was close to the show. You should tell me
Was
that.
it
Saying,
John Lennon?
yeah. Well, it's all good. I mean, I'm happy. I'm still not settled. I mean, there's a lot of loose. It's been quite a journey. I'm not very good at big moves like this, but I'm here.
Yeah, February's not. That's this month.
Well, I know, but I took the month of January off to make this whole thing, and it wasn't enough time. I mean, it's going to take me a while to get really comfortable, but we're all good. So long as the show goes on every Wednesday, that's all that matters to me, and the rest of the stuff can stay in boxes and get put where it needs to go when the time comes. But
Yeah, you're live every Wednesday, right?
Yeah, we're live. I mean, if it's a disaster, it's live. It's going down, and there's no backing out. Yeah, no pre-record.
Live.
Yeah. So, and then after the show is over, you can see it. You can rewatch it on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. It lives there forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you can rewatch yourself now.
I could. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly. All right.
Oh yes, having lived a military life, I've lived a few lives.
Well, I get it. Were you
got 33 years of life?
Were you a Navy brat or you married?
Probably got another 20.
Wait. Were you military brat or were you married military?
I was both. I grew up military. Was married twice to military.
Oh damn! You didn't learn the first time, huh?
No, I feel like I've been in.
Yeah. Well, you're in the Peter G Army now. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, look, I got to go because it's really late. We're going to go on 2 hours over here. No, don't be. I'm glad you called. I like the local stuff. I'm going to be talking about a lot of local stuff in the future because I think this
really.
I always said this is a big little area and it needs some attention.
It actually is.
Yeah.
It is.
So I'm going to give it the attention it deserves, especially after getting the Gulf of Peter G named in my. So.
Yeah.
And I'll remind people that, the Gulf of Peter G. I think it's got a nice ring to it. I don't know. The Gulf of Peter G. I'm showing it right now. I'm letting everybody see it right now.
The PGG.
Yeah.
Be on the PGG on the PGS show.
You can call it, whatever they want to call it. All right. Listen, I love you for calling in and love you for participating. Please don't. We'll see how long you're going to, before you fade away and fall in love and all that.
Peter.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to you again. We'll maybe catch you next Wednesday.
Like I said, if you have something on your mind, I'll always open up, so you can voice your voice. But but sometimes it gets busy and I lose track, and then I got to go, and that's what happens because I don't have a segment producer to be pushing.
Oh no! Well, you had a pretty good you had a pretty good title tonight, and it was very, very important.
I'd like to think that's it. Our country, your biggest, what's your biggest concerns? I thought it was a good, I think every week we have something. Next week I have my favorite common sense lesbian on. Carol's going to be on. So I'm telling you, there's always, you're going to get something out of every show. It just might not be the same thing from the week before. That's all.
Where do you think that I'm a lesbian?
No, I said no. I didn't say you are. I said I'm having a guest, and that I'm having Carol, my favorite common sense lesbian, on the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure. Tell everybody that one.
No, are you?
I'm not. No.
Oh, okay. I'm just. I don't.
I'm
care.
not a lesbian.
Okay.
No, I have nothing against that.
Neither do I. But she's my favorite. That's why she's my favorite common, and she's got common sense.
Your favorite.
I need you to watch. You watch. You'll find out. You'll agree with a lot of the stuff she's got to say.
Okay.
She's
all right.
She's all. I'm telling you, it's a different show, but it's entertainment with a purpose. That's all I can tell you.
Well, then I'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
Then.
What else are you doing on a Wednesday night? Come on.
I know. There was a Seinfeld episode that said Wednesday night was a loser date night. So I don't know. I'm right up there with loser date night, huh?
Well, maybe, but their loss is our gain. You may have lost a date, but you've gained a relationship with this show now.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good thing.
Oh well,
that's a good thing.
You never know.
Well, no, you don't. You can go date on the weekends or something, but on Wednesdays you go. Oh, I'd love to, but I have to go. I have to watch the Peter G show on Wednesdays, unless you'd like to watch with me. That you can tell.
Yes, for all the people that have a mate or together partner or whatever you want to call it, it's hump night.
Yeah.
And then the one single, it's the loser date night.
You could do a doubles. There's a double Peter G show watch.
Oh my goodness. Well, another reason why I seen your show on and off, and it's been kind of sporadic, is that I'm almost, well, I don't want to say I'm embarrassed to say this, but I have a 93-year-old mother that lives in Shalimar, and I take her dinner every Wednesday night. And I always play cards with her, and that's my time with her.
You're very lucky.
It always overlaps with that time with the show, but now that she just recently switched it to Thursday night.
Okay.
My Wednesdays, so now that's why I was on tonight.
All right.
Watching.
Number one, you're very lucky you still have a mother.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and she's close to you. And number two, you could just consider this our date night.
Yeah, see, so my mom's number one and you're number two.
There you go. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Is that a number two? Is that a compliment?
Yeah.
Will you take that?
I'll take it. Everybody's happy.
Or take it and you can
Put
either
that-
box, put it up in a bow.
Put that in my pipe and smoke it. Yeah, that's right.
I wasn't going to say it. You can say that.
I just did.
Oh, Lord.
All right, baby, I got to go because it's almost
Okay.
time to go. But thank you, and we'll just see you when we see you. All right, don't start cheating on me.
No, I won't. Not Wednesday night.
All
But
right.
I'll hold Wednesday night for you. What time do you start on your show then?
8 o'clock on the dot.
8 o'clock?
Yeah, if you're tuned in,
8 o'clock our time.
yeah, that's what I'm telling you. 8 o'clock on the dot. But if you're following, if you hit that follow button, it should notify you that you have, unless you have your notifications off.
Yeah, no, I did. I get the notification.
Okay, because you could double yourself up and go to the YouTube and hit the subscribe right there, and then you'll have double alarms.
Double? Oh my gosh.
Because you can watch either from YouTube or Facebook, either one. They're both live.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
See, learn
Good.
something new.
Good to know.
Yeah, good to know. All right.
Well,
I
all right.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to the Peter of Golf.
Yeah, Peter, the Gulf of Peter G.
The Gulf of Peter G.
Yeah, let's
Peter,
get.
Golf. You should be like the Peter Golf Show. now.
Before you know it, it'll be rolling off your tongue like butter.
Like butter.
Like butter in a spray. Gotta go. All right.
All
right. Love
Bye.
you. Thank you. All right.
Thanks for the call.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Bye. Wow. Talk about, I just brought personal. We just, let's get acquainted right here. How was that, folks? That's one. That's one. Carol called in right there. Right? Listen, I want to remind you, next week, where are we at? Let me just write my notes before I forget. Next week, I have, what's the date? Wednesday, March 4th. It's the first Wednesday in March. Damn, man. I'm still getting over that. Next week, Wednesday, March 4th, I have my favorite. I was telling Carol that next week, next Wednesday, live, I have my favorite Common Sense lesbian on. Carol is going to be on this show. We're going to talk about all the things that are going good and bad with her community that's been so messed up over the past 4 years. She's the OG Common Sense lesbian. I mean, when it comes to politics, common sense living in life, and especially about her orientation, sexual orientation, and how all these people with their pride and got to have the flag flying and all that, she don't go for that crap. So she's very, very OG, old school, and I'm going to talk to her, and she's great to talk to. And she agrees with and can tell us about as much stuff as I can tell you about that I've talked about tonight too as well. And that's who's going to be on the show. So that's next week. So mark it down in your calendars. Anything else? Nope. Subscribe. Don't forget about the audio podcast. And again, please, please, please be kind. Be kind. You don't have to take a bunch of crap from people, but you don't have to be an ass either. Life is short. I appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch this show. Share, 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 please. That's really important. But just think before you speak. The biggest problem we have is, like, again, a lot of people, they're just dying to just lash out and go, see, I told you so. The minute they hear the first, and there was a great example I saw of that. This just happened again this week. How was it? I forget. I should have wrote it down. I didn't. I've got to learn. I did learn to write things down because you think you're going to remember stuff and you don't. But there's always something going on. The problem we're having right now is every day there's something new because they're trying everything they can to throw knives in the orange man's back. And the minute a news, because the news media, they're all in cahoots. They're all saying the exact same thing at the exact same time. Coincidence? And it just blows my mind. And then all of a sudden, like 12 hours later, because it was wrong, it just all goes away. And all these people running to Facebook to make these statements. Go, see, I told you so. And it's like, no, you didn't tell me nothing. I just sit back. I just sit back and watch, shake my head. I love you guys. I do. So we'll see you next week. I got to get out of here, man. We've gone really late, but it's worth it. It's worth it. If you missed the show, you can catch it in pieces. Watch it when you can. All right, that's simple. My name is Peter G. I want to thank you for watching Life with Peter G. every Wednesday like clockwork, especially for my new date on Wednesdays with Carol. 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, Carol. 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Live, God willing, right here. Every week, all right? Something new, something fresh, something worthy of, and the jokes are free. All right? I love you guys. Stay out of trouble. Till next time. Love you. Peace out.
Peter G. Show. Peter G. Show. Divorced dad. Single dad. Divorced dad. Single dad. Peter G. Show.